Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, a sorority on campus is currently in trouble. Find out more about why the university is getting involved.
Plus, a girl was sent to the hospital after suffering injuries from a lounge chair.
The news starts now.
Live from the Ed McMahon Center, this is the Q30 News Nightcast.
Good afternoon, Quinnipiac, and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Sarah Faidell.
And I'm Chelsea Baratta.
The Alpha Chi Omega chapter at Quinnipiac is on hold. QU's Associate Vice President of Public Relations, John Morgan, said, quote, "The organization has been ordered to cease and desist its operation while the university investigates concerns about member behavior," end quote. Alpha Chi Omega's National Marketing and Communications Director, Janine Grover, did not comment on the basis of this investigation. This is the second time in 2 years this organization is under investigation. Grover confirmed in April 2012 the sorority's national headquarters was investigating QU's, but the basis of that investigation was not disclosed.
And the Quinnipiac Chronicle filed a report with public safety earlier this morning. Shortly after Chronicle members distributed this week's issue on campus, bundles of the student newspaper were reportedly stolen and thrown in the garbage. The Chronicle released a statement on their Facebook page saying, quote, "The Chronicle was recently notified of several acts of newspaper theft throughout the university this afternoon. The Chronicle has filed a report with public safety, which will begin an investigation. Newspaper theft is a crime. Those who violate the single copy rule may be subject to civil and criminal prosecution and or subject to university discipline," end quote. Yesterday, Q30's own John Alba sat down with Quinnipiac President John Leahy. The two discussed new changes coming to Quinnipiac's campus, the current issues with off-campus parties, and his legacy. For the full interview, please visit our YouTube page at youtube.com/user/Q30TV. Many students came out in support of the Typhoon Haiyan relief on Monday night in the Upper Calf. The event was sponsored by the Asian Student Alliance, the International Student Association, and the South Asian Society. The event, which went from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., included an all-you-can-eat Filipino dinner, just $5. $3 relief bracelets and $3 henna tattoos were also sold at the event. All proceeds go to World Food Program and the Philippine National Red Cross.
A 20-year-old Quinnipiac student was injured early Saturday morning at the York Hill campus. She was allegedly struck by a chair thrown from the 4th floor balcony while walking on the 3rd floor in the dorm at about 12:45 a.m. Reports show that the girl is from Massachusetts. The person who threw the chair is yet to be identified. Hamden Fire Rescue treated the student at the scene before she was taken to Yale New Haven Hospital. A new Mr. and Miss QU were crowned this past weekend. Q30's own Giovanni Mio has more on Quinnipiac's new royalty.
Jackson and Brittany Kuzmierski were crowned Mr. and Mrs. Quinnipiac at the Burke Concourse Saturday night.
I love Quinnipiac so much, and I'm glad that I got to represent it today.
I think the judges chose Ian because he showed a lot of spirit. He just showed so much energy. I think that he really showed his love for QU and everybody in it.
I think they're awesome. I know Brittany from being an orientation leader with her, and so she did really well. And they both did really well.
The event was hosted by DeAndre Hinson and Angela Romano, last year's Mr. and Mrs. QU. Kuzmierski is the second Mrs. QU in the event's history. 7 participants, 3 men and 4 women, participated in several rounds, including a Q&A.
I would pick Princess Ariel. She's my favorite, with her long, flowing red hair that just looks gorge at all times.
A formal wear segment, and a talent portion.
Just listen when I'm gone, and far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn.
Jackson and Kuzmierski now hold the title for a year and will help SGA promote Bobcat Pride. Giovanni Mio, Q30 News.
Coming up, we'll be sitting down with this year's Mr. QU, Ian Jackson, to discuss how he won the Quinnipiac crown.
Plus, the mayor of Toronto is being stripped of his power. Our own Neliana Ferrero will tell you why during our World News segment. Stay with us.
BatKid Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for BatKid merchandise. The BatKid Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Welcome back, Bobcats. I'm here with Ian Jackson, this year's winner of Mr. QU. Ian, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So what made you decide to compete in Mr. QU this year?
I just have a love for this school, and my friends convinced me. A few of my friends who are in SPB, they sent me an email like, Ian, you have to do it, you have to go out. And I was like, okay.
And what do they say now that you've won?
Congrats, I can't believe you did it, and just, they're super excited. So.
And how did you feel when you won the crown?
I was literally floored. I didn't know what to say. I was in shock. I was extremely happy. So I was just like,
And what were some of the talents that you did for the competition?
It started out, I did a little skit where I started out singing and then stopped and I was like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do that. And then I went on to do a little dance performance and did a little bit of the Single Ladies, got this on. And then I stopped that and then did a little comedy and then, yeah, so. It was a plethora of things.
So how do you plan to further Bobcat Pride with SPB?
Just go to the events, help promote it, make sure everyone else goes and gets involved.
And what other organizations are you involved with on campus?
I'm an RA, I'm the Vice President of Glass, I'm in REC, I'm kind of everywhere.
Great. And what else, what do you hope to be able to inspire the next Mr. QU?
Just have really big Bobcat pride.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us and congratulations again on your title.
Thank you.
And back to you at the desk.
A 21-year-old woman fell off of Sleeping Giant Mountain while hiking with her boyfriend on Saturday. The couple was climbing the particularly challenging section of the mountain known to hikers as the Chin, the rocky cliff edge visible to students from Quinnipiac's campus. According to the New Haven Register, the couple was hiking the section of the Chin without climbing ropes when the woman fell nearly 30 feet. Rescue crews responded to the scene, and the woman was taken to Yale with New Haven Hospital for further treatment. Most people go to the hospital to get better, but there is a troubling trend of people getting infections at the hospital. Marcus Harun reports about what the government is calling the nightmare bacteria.
Surgery can be scary, so it's a relief when a doctor says your operation was successful. Carrie Simon got the all clear after her heart surgery in 2002. Then, as she lay in her hospital bed recovering, something didn't seem quite right.
The infectious disease doctors come in, 2 of them come in, and they told me that I have some kind of a infection in my sternum where my heart surgery was.
Carrie, the doctor said, had contracted MRSA, a bacteria that is responsible for several difficult-to-treat infections. What makes them so difficult is that they are resistant to many antibiotics, and it can strike anyone at any age.
It's a big problem in athletes, you know, in the pro teams, in the locker rooms. But there's so many antibiotic resistances that are developing, and it could only get worse.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say it's getting a lot worse. Their new report says at least 2 million people in the United States become infected with drug-resistant bacteria annually.
The American population doesn't have any idea of the extent, the numbers of people who are affected by it.
The CDC calls them nightmare bacteria, and they can cause potentially catastrophic consequences. But how do we stop it? Doctors say hand washing and hospital sterilization are 2 ways to prevent infections.
Usually hospitals allow 16 minutes between patients to clean a room. That is inadequate to really clean a room.
How long a specific bacterium or a virus can last in the environment on a surface varies widely from minutes to days and weeks. So hand washing is absolutely critical.
In fact, hand washing is such a big issue because recent studies say that up to 50% of doctors aren't following proper hand washing procedures in hospitals, and that could lead to the spread of deadly diseases.
Something in the hospital gave me that infection, whether it was somebody not washing their hands or a piece of equipment.
Through several operations, surgeons removed Simon's MRSA, and she is now back at home in West Hartford with her husband and 3 healthy children. But others aren't so lucky. 23,000 people die each year as a direct result of these infections. That's more than die from AIDS.
The CDC is scared, and I think they want us, I think it was a real heads up that they want us to pay attention.
The CDC says it wants to raise awareness about drug-resistant bacteria and get the government, doctors, and drug companies to pay attention. Marcus Harun, Q30 News.
And now for the news around the world, we go to Q30's own Neliana Ferrero for our World News Update.
Hi, I'm Neliana Ferrero with your World News. Qatar has started construction for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The UN has reported that 94% of workers in Qatar are migrants. Human rights groups say they are worried because of Qatar's track record for working conditions. An Amnesty International report indicates that construction sites don't have enough safety precautions. Qatar's government has said that there are laws against worker mistreatment, and they enforce the laws when they become aware of a violation. The Qatar 2022 Supreme Committee is creating stricter laws for the World Cup construction. They are working closely with Amnesty International. And French media groups have been threatened on several occasions. Surveillance footage caught a gunman threatening some reporters at a French television station. A couple days before, a photographer's assistant was shot and injured. The victim worked for a French newspaper called Liberation. Police say that the 2 gunmen had similar physical descriptions and guns. They have not confirmed whether the 2 men are the same person. Toronto Mayor Rob Ford refuses to give up his position despite admitting to once smoking crack. The City Council voted on Monday to take away some of his powers and slash his office budget by 60%. Ford says he is not an addict and thinks everyone on the City Council should take a drug or alcohol test. Councilmember Karen Stintz says the mayor has betrayed the public's trust and hasn't followed the rules like everyone else. She says the council is trying to give the deputy mayor more power. This would leave Ford as a figurehead until the 2014 elections. Back to you guys at the desk.
Still to come on the Q30 Newscast, thinking about going shopping on Black Friday? We'll tell you why this year's shopping holiday may be more relaxed than usual.
Plus, we have your full weather forecast. Stick around, we'll be right back.
BatKid Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for BatKid merchandise. The BatKid Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
The BatKid Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for BatKid merchandise. The BatKid Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Kindergarten students at the Darcy School in Cheshire are working towards their education for only 2.5 hours per school day.
But teachers and parents are suggesting answers to these short lesson plans. Q30's Sarah Bernstein has more.
These kindergarten students are hard at work learning how to read, write, and build their creativity. But these students are only in school for half-day sessions. Earlier this year, a task force was created to present a proposal for full-day kindergarten in Cheshire Public Schools. Darcy School Principal Ann Donnery says she feels the time has come to extend kindergarten to a full-day program.
From an educator's perspective, it's what's best for young children. And when we think about really high-quality teaching and high-quality learning, it really happens in a full-day program.
The Cheshire Board of Education will vote November 21st to include all-day kindergarten in next year's school budget. Superintendent Greg Florio says he definitely supports this proposal.
Given the changes in education over the last several decades, that trying to balance the academic needs of kindergarten with the socialization needs that our children have, you can't do that in 2.5 hours.
Some residents say a full-day program would give children too much playtime, but Principal Donnery disagrees.
The social opportunities are really critical at this age. And, we're noticing now children are growing up without problem-solving skills, without the social skills. And, play is a very, very important early childhood skill, and I cannot emphasize that enough.
If this proposal passes, then half-day kindergarten will transition into a full-day program at the beginning of the 2014 to 2015 academic school year. From Cheshire, Sarah Bernstein, Q30 News.
Due to early bargains on Thanksgiving Day, the Black Friday rush is expected to be more relaxed this year. According to Nielsen's annual holiday spending forecast, fewer shoppers plan on shopping in stores this Black Friday.
Dropping from 17% last year, only 13% plan on visiting the stores this year. This would mean less crowds and lines on this popular shopping day. And now, from causing trouble with the paparazzi to plans to remove one celebrity from a popular holiday tradition, we go to Megan and Liv for news on all things entertainment.
Thanks, ladies. Alec Baldwin is apologizing for making homophobic slurs at paparazzi who are taking pictures of him and his family. Baldwin says he was nervous for the safety of his family, but said on Friday it was not his intention to offend anyone. In response to his actions, MSNBC has suspended his talk show titled Up Late with Alec Baldwin for 2 weeks. Baldwin says he is upset about the suspension and has since apologized to his colleagues at MSNBC.
Recent lab results are now suggesting that actress Brittany Murphy died from poisoning. After her death in 2009, coroners ruled that Murphy had died from pneumonia anemia. 5 months later, her husband, Simon Monjack, also died of the same illness. The similarities between their deaths prompted Murphy's father to investigate. A private lab tested a strand of Murphy's hair, finding high levels of 10 heavy metals common in rat poison. Despite the possibility of foul play, the Los Angeles coroner has no plans to reopen Murphy's case as of now.
And with Thanksgiving quickly approaching, rock star Joan Jett is being removed from South Dakota's float for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. According to a South Dakota news station, she was removed because of her support of PETA, an animal rights group that promotes a vegetarian diet. Ranchers in the state complained and asked to have her removed from their float.
A Macy's Day Parade spokesman just announced that Joan Jett and her band, the Black Hearts, will be moved to another float participating in the parade. The spokesman told the Associated Press that the change was made to prevent any distraction from their entertainment mission. Back to the desk.
A teacher bought land from his uncle's estate back in the late 1980s. He turned that land into a Christmas tree farm.
Q30 News' own Jordan Siegler has more on the story.
7 species, 4 species. Joe Vignola was once your everyday college graduate who then became a teacher. Then, in 1988, he bought some land from his uncle's estate. What he did with that land may surprise you.
I did not know what I was going to do with this initially, and I had someone mention to me, an uncle mentioned to me, why don't you put in a few Christmas trees?
Joe put in more than a few Christmas trees, and they now number in the thousands. With so many trees to care for, Joe's family pitches in to help out.
It's like just a family affair and a family business. It's a happy time of the year, and we kind of helps everyone get into the spirit.
But being in business for so long can have its ups and downs. In almost 25 years of Joseph's Christmas Tree Farm, Joe has had his doubts.
Well, there have been times when I've questioned what I'm doing, and sometimes I say, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing, but then it becomes fun again.
Joe is also not the kind to give up.
I'm the type of person, when I start something, I like to see it through.
And see it through he has, as Joseph's Christmas Tree Farm will celebrate its 25th anniversary this year. But for Joe, Christmas is not all business.
My favorite part is actually after the Christmas tree, the last Christmas tree is cut, I can sit back and enjoy it with my family.
Reporting from Hamden, I'm Jordan Siegler, Q30 News.
People across the Midwest are working to restore their homes and clean up the mess left by the string of violent tornadoes. At least 8 people have died as a result of these storms that swept across 6 states in the Midwest. So far, a total of 60 tornadoes have been reported.
The damage is especially felt in Illinois, where entire communities were flattened. Homeowners have been going through the rubble of their homes to salvage any personal items they can. Despite the devastation, many communities and the Red Cross are coming together to offer aid to those affected and to help rebuild the communities, many from the ground up.
Well, the weather on campus has gone from cool fall temperatures to freezing cold in a matter of days. And to know what to expect next, we turn to Matt Morris for the full weather report.
Thanks, guys. As we can see behind me, we've got some milder temperatures over here in New York right now. But way up here up in Canada, we've got -2, -8, and that cold front is going to be moving its way towards us. As we look at our radar, we can see we've got some low pressure over here, and there's a big high pressure system over us right now, and that's what's keeping us mostly clear. Pretty breezy, but still mostly clear. As we move towards the weekend, this low pressure is going to move towards us and maybe bring us a little bit of rain. As we look at our current temperatures right now, though, it's just 40s, 30s, 41 in Hartford, 42 over in Meriden, 43 down in New Haven, so pretty mild. With the wind chill, it's not exactly feeling like it's in the 40s, but that's what it is technically outside right now. Tonight, we can expect 27 degrees, mostly clear. Winds, again, they're going to be going down as we move through the day. So only 5 miles an hour from the northeast. Tomorrow, we can expect 48, so a little bit warmer, just like it was today. Like I said, the wind is going to be dying down throughout tonight and into tomorrow. So it'll be mostly sunny. The wind's only at 4 miles per hour tomorrow, and our 8-day forecast looks like this. We've got clear through the rest of the week, probably some showers end of Friday into Saturday as that low pressure that's right now over the Great Lakes comes in. A clearer weekend as we all head home, and then maybe some rain towards the beginning of the actual holiday of Thanksgiving. That's all for your Q30 weather. Now back to the desk.
Coming up, it was a successful weekend for both the men's and women's ice hockey teams. We have those recaps and more during our sports update.
Plus, a 5-year-old from San Francisco got to be a superhero for a day. We have the story and videos you don't want to miss.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The BatKid Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for BatKid merchandise. The BatKid Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
High school women's basketball head coach Doyle Wolverton resigned Monday after he was accused of biting a player's face during a timeout in a game earlier this month. The player went to the emergency room in Carthage, Mississippi, where nurses called the sheriff due to the significance of the injury.
The family of the player will not press charges. Wolverton is second all-time nationally with 1,245 girls basketball wins. And for sports news on the Quinnipiac campus, Q30's Giovanni Mio wraps up the major Bobcat wins and losses this weekend.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Q30 Newscast Sports Report. I'm Giovanni Mio. Two fall sports teams won their conference championship in their first year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. It all started with field hockey as it defeated Robert Morris 1-0 to clinch its first conference title since 2003. And on Sunday, the men's soccer team defeated the #1 Monmouth Hawks in penalty kicks to advance to its first Division I NCAA tournament in the program's history. Quinnipiac was on a 10-game losing skid to the Hawks before Sunday's game. 4 games, 2 teams, and 4 wins. Both the men's and women's ice hockey teams swept their games this weekend. The #6 men's hockey team took on ECAC foes Harvard and Dartmouth and won each game 3-2 and 3-1. Rand Pecknell and his squad are now unbeaten in their last 12 games. The success carried over to #7 women's team, who upset the #5 Boston College Golden Eagles on a late Cheyenne Darkangelo goal with a few minutes to spare. The 3-2 win is the third ever win over a top 5 team in program history. They would defeat the University of New Hampshire by a score of 2-1 Saturday, including 2 late goals from Kelly Babstock and Morgan Fritz Ward. And after losing to the LaSalle Explorers on ESPN's College Tip-Off Marathon last Tuesday, the men's basketball team returned to Lender Court to face off against the reigning America East Conference champions, the Albany Great Danes. This would be the Bobcats' first home game of the season. Would Ike Azatam and his squad be able to rebound from LaSalle? Bobcats taking on the Albany Great Danes 1-1 this season for their first home game, trying to get a win, but early on the Bobcats will start off pretty slow. Umar Shannon would drive the ball up, tries to go to his left, ball stolen by Peter Hooley on a 2-on-1 advantage. Albany goes to DJ Evans off the back of the rim. Albany scores, they're up 6-0, but soon after, Hooley goes inside the Sam Rally in the post, posting up AJ Summery with the spin off the backboard. Albany up 11-0. Bobcats call a timeout, but it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. Kasim Chen with the Euro slip to Ike Azatam with the throwdown. Bobcats are only trailing Albany 13-7 later on. Chandler speeding down the court off the backboard and won. Bobcats only down by 1. But later on, Umar Shannon finding some good space. Justin Harris to Shannon, wide open for the 3. He drains it. He made 5 threes in this game, but that was not the only one he made. Step back, fade away to end the half, buzzer beater. It's good. Bobcats up 41-35 at halftime. In the second half, though, it was all Usman Drame. Azatam to Drame. Mid-range jumper, nothing but net. Bobcats are now up 43-37. Next possession, Shaq Shannon for 3, off the backboard. Usman Drame with the rebound, goes inside, goes to his right, off the backboard, 4-2. Now they're up 45-37. Evan Conti to Usman Drame, count it, and the foul. Drame had a double-double with 18 points and 10 rebounds. Bobcats win the game by a final score of 79-69. Here's head coach Tom Northmore after the game.
You know, I'm really proud that we battled back after the way we opened the game. I think Albany obviously was crisp to start the game, really decisive in the way they ran their offense, and we were flat-footed and a step behind. They made they passed the ball really well early, and the thing I liked, we had a pretty good calmness and poise about us.
And that will do it here for this week's Q30 Newscast Sports Report. For more information on Quinnipiac Athletics, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Q30 Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
For one day, the city of San Francisco turned into Gotham, but the citizens had nothing to fear as 5-year-old Miles Scott saved the day as BatKid. Miles was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 18 months old, but is now in remission. But through the efforts of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he was able to save San Francisco for a day as BatKid.
Batman and BatKid ran around the city to various stops where they would save a damsel in distress, apprehend bank robbers, and even save the San Francisco Giants mascot. Spectators lined the city streets to cheer on BatKid, and police had the work to keep the way clear for his own motorcade. BatKid engaged his day saving Gotham on City Hall steps, where he was presented with the key to the city, and his father thanked the crowd for their support.
And that will do it for the Q30 Newscast.
Stay connected with Q30 News all week long by visiting our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next semester with more in Quinnipiac, local, and national news.
Have a good night.